Rule number one, you must shine your eyes. You see this your eyes, eh? Shine them well, well. Rule number two, you must not send anybody papa or mama. Welcome again. This is me again, Oluchi from the Curvy Cauldron, and today I will be telling you a story about my first time in Lagos. I remember when I traveled to Lagos for the first time as a teenager. We were on school break, and my parents sent my sister and I to visit a family friend that was newly transferred to Lagos. She was transferred because of her job, and we were to stay with her for about 2 months. Now, one of the reasons why my parents sent us and agreed to this trip was because they felt that we were too privileged compared to their own upbringing. We, their kids, were not as sharp as they wanted us to be. Emphasis on sharp. And sharp in this context meant street smarts, the ability to be assertive, to not be casually duped, etc., etc. You know, they wanted to add some street smarts to our perceived shelteredness. This way, we can start building skills to protect ourselves and mitigate dangerous situations should we encounter them. Mind you, we grew up in Aba, in eastern Nigeria. The stereotype of the term Nwaba has hints of sharpness to it, although not as sharp as the stereotype of Lagos boy or Lagos girl. In the way these terms are perceived and thus passed down, Nwaba is a cheese grater, while Lagos boy or Lagos girl is a mandolin slicer. Well, I got on well with many people that I met in Lagos. The people I interacted with were kind, and some friends that my sister and I made showed us around the area, which we would call home for some time. While I didn't understand Yoruba, I understood Pidgin and regular English, and so did my sister. About 3 weeks after we got to Lagos, I quickly found out one of the reasons for this sentiment. It was one day in the middle of rainy season. Not a Sunday, but a weekday that I will never forget. It resides in my memory as a weekday. I can't remember the exact day because it disrupted our holiday lessons and my aunt's work for the rest of the week. That day, we were going to church for one of those evening fellowship services. The fairy afternoon sun slowly shed its harshness for the gentle glow of the evening sun, and it brought with it a light rain that started shortly before we left the house. We were ready with our umbrellas, thinking that we just needed to endure a 30-minute trip before we were back inside the shelter of a church building. We took a downfall bus to another stop where we were to change buses. Before we got to our stop, the rain started coming down harder than before. It gradually morphed into a downpour that would not stop. We got off at our stop, but finding another bus was hard. After some time, we found a cab and flagged it down. As soon as the cab stopped for us and the driver opened the door, a horde of people pushed past us, all of them trying to get into the cab. Four of those people succeeded in the scuffle. They closed the cab door and the cab drove off. We were still closing our umbrella to enter the cab while this was happening. Our movements were not lax or leisurely. Those people were just faster. It happened like a magician's trick. We did not know these people. We did not see them before they made their presence known. We did not know they were targeting the same cab. And poof, just like that, they were gone as quickly as they came inside the cab we found. We later found the bus, which we rushed into quicker this time with our rain drenched clothes and shoes. What would have been a quick trip turned into a frustrating journey. The traffic kept adding more cars behind another until it stretched around corners like a serpent's tail without end. By 8 p.m., both the ongoing and oncoming traffic were thick with cars and disappointment, and we were still on the road to church. What happened that day happens in life in many different capacities. You think you have something, you feel like it's yours, and someone else takes it away or tries to take it away. You're too kind, or you're too relaxed, or you seem peaceful or posh, and somehow somebody somewhere finds a way to exploit that. Not just in Lagos, it can be found wherever humans are. However, this story, Lagos, you have to understand, is a fast paced city with that hustle spirit that makes it hard to pretend that this issue that happens everywhere in the world really is not present, you know. Also, there is a wealth gap along with other unsavory issues that can come with multiculturalism in a monocultural state. Not that that happens all the time, but that can be an issue, right? So, of course, this will exacerbate things. Self awareness and awareness of others is a requirement in many places in the world, but especially in Lagos. And that requirement is especially important for women, or at that time for a younger teenage girl, aka me. Number one rule, you must shine your eyes. You see this your eyes, eh? Shine them well, well, oh. Number two, you must not send anybody papa or mama. The daily, or if you're lucky, the weekly interactions in Lagos are packed with these reminders to stay sharp. Even the most peaceful person in Lagos must have a high level of assertiveness and self awareness. You know what people on the internet call do no wrong but take no shit? Yes, that attitude must be present. Whether it is real or as a front, it must be present. And one must be ready to act on their threat, at least up to a certain point. Otherwise, they become prey. Along with this reminder, though, comes the lesson of choosing your battle, knowing when and how to fight, and knowing when to cut your losses, really, and move on. Once again, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming to my Lagos story travel diary. Thank you for coming to this story time. I love you. Mwah.